Hi, my name is PUTERI AQILAH binti Muhammad AZAM. My metric number is 20233401-064. I'm going to present about what is the current devaluations. Current devaluation occurs when a country's central bank or government intentionally lowers the value of its currency relative to others' currency in the foreign exchange markets. Devaluation is typically implemented in a fixed or semi-fixed exchange rate system and can be caused by policy decisions or economic pressure. It is different from depreciation, which happens due to market force in a floating exchange rate system. We move to the second slide, how it affects the value of the Malaysian ringgit. Currency devaluation occurs when a country lowers the value of its currency relative to others, often to boost economic competitiveness. A weaker currency can make export cheaper for foreign buyers and increasing demand for domestically produced goods and services. For Malaysia, devaluing the ringgit could enhance the competitiveness of key exports like palm oil and electronics. However, devaluation also raised the cost of imports, making raw materials and machinery and consumer goods more expensive, which may contribute to inflation. Slide number 3, we're going to discuss why studying currency devaluation is important, focusing on its impact on trade, inflation, and economic stability. First point, which studying currency devaluation is important because it directly affects trade, inflation, and economic stability, which are critical components of a country's economic health. Devaluation influences trade by making exports cheaper and more competitive in foreign markets, which can boost demand and increase revenues for export-driven economies. Second point, devaluation often causes inflation by increasing the cost of imported goods, resulting in higher production and consumer price. This type of cost push inflation, reduce purchasing powers, affect household savings, and creates uncertainty for business planning long-term investments. Last but not least, we are going to overview of Malaysia's economy. Malaysia's economy is highly diversified and open market, classified as an upper middle income economy by the World Bank. It has experienced robust growth driven by a mix of industrial, agricultural, and service sector. Key industries include manufacturing, particularly electronic and electrical products, which account for a significant share of exports. Major trade partners include China, Singapore, and the United States, Japan, and the European Union. China is Malaysia's largest trading partner, with a strong demand for electronic and raw materials. Singapore acts as a gateway for re-export, while the United States and Japan are a key market for high-tech goods. Despite global challenge, Malaysia continues to leverage its natural resources, strategic location, and industrial base to sustain economic growth.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, I will talk about the historical trend and key stakeholder. So, we switch to the historical trend. So, Malaysia has faced several significant financial crises over the years, each with its unique causes and impact. One of the earliest crises occurred in 1985 to 1986, which triggered by the Volcker shock, which from the United States, which led to a collapse in a world commodity trade. As an exporter nation, Malaysia suffered as a primary commodity price fell and demand for manufactured goods declined. So, the government had to embark on an austerity drive due to ballooning debt from heavy industry projects, leading to a recession with GDP contracting by 1% in 1985. Then, during 1987 to 1998, Asian financial crisis was another major economic shock for Malaysia. This crisis was primarily caused by the unregulated capital flows and pegged exchange rates, which brought a surge of capital into the Southeast Asian economy. This is because when the Thai baht came under speculative attack, the ringgit saw heavy selling pressure, causing it to plunge to a low for ringgit 90 against the US dollar in 1997. So, the Malaysian government responded by the imposing selective capital control and pegging the ringgit to the US dollar at the 3 ringgit and 80 cent per US dollar. So we look for another period which is during 2008 to 2009. Malaysia was impacted by the global financial crisis which originated in the United States. The crisis led to a sharp decline in global demand and commodity price, affecting Malaysia's export-oriented economy. So, the government implemented various fiscal stimulus packages and monetary policy measures to mitigate the impact, including lowering interest rate and increasing public spending. This effort helped Malaysia recover relatively quickly, with GDP growth rebounding in the following years. More recently, the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 caused a severe economic downturn in Malaysia. This pandemic led to widespread business closure, job losses, and a sharp contraction in economic activity. So, the government and Bank Negara Malaysia implement various measures to support the economy, including the financial aid package, loan moratorium, and interest rate cuts. Despite this effort, the economy faced significant challenges and recovery has been gradual. Then we look for the identify the key stakeholder affected by the currency devaluation. So it it got two impact, which is firstly it got an impact on the business and the consumer. Firstly, we look about the impact on the business, which is during global currency fluctuation, every company from small size to large company will be affected by decision made by their home country where currency devaluation has been made. The impact can be shown on the profit, revenue, and sales made from the business itself. So, most countries will impose currency devaluation, which refer to deliberate and official reduction in the value of country currency to another currency. This situation may arise through various ways, such as adjusting interest rate, intervening in foreign exchange market, or somehow implementing monetary policy to reduce supply of domestic currency. Currency devaluation signaling intervention from the government, where it will lead to increase in domestic export. Due to slower economic growth, a weak currency makes a nation export much cheaper, whereby makes them more alluring and obviously increase import transaction from another country. If the government is importer, the cost of importing goods and commodity will be higher. This situation exposes financial challenges for all the SME, where most financial institutions will be restrained are more precautious in terms of credit lending due to high risk associated with exchange rate fluctuation. In simplest way, when the value of collateral asset has been reduced, it is not a good signal for the company to secure any financing. However, different size of the company will take different approach to cater any problem occurs from the currency devaluation itself. SMEs company are from the small and medium-sized enterprise, where this company got much less investment and turnover when it comes to the large companies such as corporate enterprise. Other than that, when a company from a stronger currency import from the company who currently much weaker, it can be read in two ways. Firstly, the company will have to pay more tariff or its customer will pay it for them. However, if the price too high and the customer can't afford to buy it, it resulting to the lower sale. So neither option is perfect. Exporting to the weak currency country or those are currently facing country devaluation mean they dare to face high exchange rate. When the currency depreciates, so does the buying power of those people of the country. It is just more favorable and profitable to settle in a weak currency, while those exporters can lock in the exchange rates the current level to prevent any uncertainty during transaction process. To mitigate this negative impact of devaluation, government may curb or discourage the import of some goods and services, while companies may contribute to economic growth by diversifying their revenue stream and reduce their susceptible toward economic challenge. Other than that, the companies should also maintain a strong relationship with their customers and suppliers, where effective communication are vital in order to maintain such relationship for a long time. Then we look for the impact on the consumer. Generally, it's almost impossible to tell whether the outcome of a currency devaluation will be in positive or negative effect towards the people because it depends on how severe the economy of the country. When a country imposes currency devaluation, the currency will lose its value. So does the purchasing power of the people because all price of goods and services will increase, especially on imported products. This situation is called the inflation, where a general rise in price happen. Still, in a country where GDP income mainly from the tourism itself, the decline of currency value will attract more visitors toward the country. When the value of remittance increases, it supposedly will attract more money from other stronger currency countries. However, the effect of currency devaluation will not equal across all the consumer group. This is because when it comes to wealthy consumers, this group of people will experience a smaller effect on their living costs compared to much poorer consumers. This is because the, the depreciation of the currency presenting wide variety of products into the market where it mainly focusing on selling to the rich people rather than the poor consumer. So we look about the significant event or data which brought currency devaluation to prominence. Firstly, we look about the first event, which is the Malaysian ringgit has experienced significant devaluation event that has brought it to prominence. One of the most notable examples was during 1997 to 1998 Asian financial crisis. During this period, the ringgit plummeted in value, leading to a crisis of confidence among the investor. The Malaysian government responded by pegging the ringgit to the US dollar at 3 ringgit and 80 cents per US dollar to stabilize the currency. This peg was maintained until 2005 when it lifted to allow the ringgit to float freely. The crisis highlighted the vulnerability of the Malaysian economy to external shock and the importance of maintaining robust economic fundamentals. Another significant event occurred in 2022 when the ringgit depreciated sharply against the US dollar. This was largely driven by the global phenomena, which is an aggressive interest rate hike by the US Federal Reserve, which is mainly to combat high inflation. The US dollar strengthened significantly against most global currency, where it affected the ringgit. The ringgit dropped by 12.2% from January to November 2022. So, the Malaysian government, through the Bank Negara Malaysia, raised interest rate gradually to mitigate the impact, but the ringgit value continued to decline. This event underscored the interconnectedness of the global financial market and the challenges faced by the emerging economy like Malaysia in navigating such a turbulent time. And lastly, more recently, the ringgit faced a gradual erosion of competitiveness from 2014 to 2023. During this period, the value of ringgit declined, reaching 4 ringgit and 80 cents per US dollar in February 2024. This decline corresponded with a drop in Malaysia's competitiveness ranking, which fell from the 12th place in 2014 to the 32nd place in 2022, the lowest ranking ever. Fortunately, there was a rebound in 2023, which Malaysia climbed back to the 27th spot in the global competitiveness. This period highlighted the need for Malaysia to enhance its competitiveness and address policy delay to maintain the value of ringgit at the healthy level.
Okay. Hi and good day, and very good day. Today we'll be examining the factors contributing to currency devaluation, focusing on a global overview and a detailed look at Malaysia recent experience. Okay, currency devaluation. Okay, the decline in a currency value relative to others is influenced by a multitude of factors globally. We see key contributors such as the first one is productivity. Higher productivity strengthens a currency while lower productivity weakens it. Okay, the second one is interest rate. Higher interest rate attract foreign investment, boosting demand and strengthening the currency. The third one is inflation. High inflation erodes purchasing power and typically weakens a currency. And next, political stability. Instability creates uncertainty, harming investor confidence and weakening the currency. Last one, the trade agreements. A nation trade balance significantly impact its currency value. Okay, now let's turn our attention to Malaysia. The Malaysian ringgit RM experienced a significant volatility in recent years. Key factors driving this included for external factors such as global risk aversion, falling of the oil prices, and a weakening Chinese yuan, all contributed to the ringgit's decline. For the internal factors such as improvements in Malaysia's growth potential and a reduction in risk premiums help to strengthen the ringgit. For the other factors, government coordination, collaboration between Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) and the government play a crucial role in stabilizing the currency. Okay, now we go to comparison with the other economies. Okay, comparing Malaysia to other economies reveals important nuance. We examine several examples. The first one, emerging market for a country like Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines. These economies face similar challenges due to reliance on commodities and tourism. However, diversification and domestic market size offer differing degrees of resilience. Okay, for developed economies such as Japan, UK, and US, these economies show the impact of global economic trends, monetary policy, and geopolitical events on currency value. Okay, in conclusion, currency devaluation is a complex issue driven by a range of interconnected factors. For Malaysia, maintaining strong domestic fundamentals, promoting economic growth, and fostering investor confidence remain crucial for long-term current stability. Further research into the interplay of global and domestic factors is needed to enhance predictive modeling and policy response. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is AZHADI HAFIZ bin Muhammad SAAT. My ID number is 2023233334. Hi, today we are diving into the complex issue of currency devaluation and its impact on Malaysia. Currency devaluation refers to the deliberate reduction in the value of the country currency relative to others. This strategy is often used to boost export competitiveness by making goods cheaper on the global market. In Malaysia, this has significant implications for trade balance, inflation, and overall economic stability. Our objective today is to evaluate the effectiveness of current measures taken by Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) and the government, and to propose practical and innovative solutions to mitigate the impact of currency devaluation. Let's take a look at the current measure implemented by Bank Negara Malaysia to address currency devaluation. Firstly, BNM adjusts interest rate to attract foreign investment, which bolster demand for the ringgit and help control inflation. Secondly, BNM ensure sufficient liquidity in the financial system through market operation. Lastly, BNM use hedging instruments to manage foreign exchange risk, thereby reducing the impact of currency fluctuation on the economy. The Malaysian government has also implemented several policies to counteract currency devaluation. The local currency settlement framework facilitated trade settlement in local currency, reducing dependence on the US dollar and helping stabilize the ringgit. Additionally, the government promotes foreign investment through incentive and regulatory reform, aiming to increase capital inflow. Strategic effort to diversify export market and exchange the competitiveness of Malaysian goods abroad also play a crucial role in addressing currency devaluation. While current measures have provided some relief, additional strategies are essential. Boosting export is a key solution which can be achieved by exploring new markets, strengthening existing ones, and enhancing the quality and competitiveness of export. Through innovation and technology adoption, another solution is to reduce reliance on input by encouraging local sourcing and investing in domestic supply chains. This approach helps stabilize production costs and reduce vulnerabilities to currency fluctuation. Implement dynamic pricing model is another effective strategy. Business can adjust their price based on change in production cost and exchange rate. This helps maintain profitability and competitiveness during period of currency devaluation. Education and support from financial institutions in implementing these strategies will be crucial for business to effectively manage currency risks. Using financial instruments such as a forward contract and currency option can provide business with tools to hedge against currency risk. These instruments allow business to lock in exchange rate for future transactions, reducing uncertainty and protecting against unfavorable currency movement. Financial institutions can play a vital role in offering this product, educating business on their benefit and implementation. Monetary policy play a crucial role in managing currency value. Adjusting interest rate is a fundamental tool as higher rate attract foreign capital and support the ringgit value. BNM can also directly intervene in the foreign exchange market to stabilize the ringgit by buying or selling foreign currency. Effective management of international reserve is equally important for mitigating currency volatility and ensuring financial stability. In conclusion, the coordinated effort of Bank Negara Malaysia and the Malaysian government have mitigated some of the adverse effects of currency devaluation. However, continuous adaptation and vigilance are necessary to address ongoing challenges by implementing additional strategies such as boosting export, reducing reliance on import input, dynamic pricing, and utilizing financial instruments. Malaysia can better manage currency devaluation and support sustained economic growth.
So the next one for the summary and future trajectory for the impact on the current measures. So currency devaluation in Malaysia make export cheaper and more competitive, potentially improving the trade balance and reducing imports. However, it also increases the economy's exposure to global market fluctuations. To address these challenges, Bank Negara Malaysia has raised interest rate to curb inflation and stabilize the ringgit. Through this increasement, borrowing costs for businesses and consumers. The governments have also introduction initiatives like the Local Currency Settlement Framework (LCSF) to reduce reliance on the US dollar and minimizing currency fluctuation. Efforts to diversify export market and boost competitive are the key for the long-term stability. Despite these measures, risks like fluctuating commodity prices and global trade tension remain, and inflation from higher import costs is still a concern. While Malaysia's policy have helped stabilize the economy, ongoing reform and vigilance are needed for sustained growth. So, the next one is the impact from purpose solutions. The solution to counter currency devaluation in Malaysia focusing on strengthening the economy and reducing vulnerability to external shocks. Key strategies include boosting export by exploring new markets, improving existing ones, and enhance the quality and competitiveness of Malaysia products through innovation and technology. Trade agreements, marketing efforts, and participation in international trade fair can help increase global demand and support the ringgit. Additionally, reducing reliance on import goods by promoting local sources and developing domestic supply chain can help sourcing the developing domestic supply chains can help stabilizing production costs and foster economic growth. Businesses are also encouraged to adopt flexible pricing models to adjust the exchange rate changes and use hedging strategies like forward contract to protect against currency fluctuations. Financial institutions play an important role in providing these tools and education businesses on their use. Overall, these efforts aim to reduce the risk of devaluation, improving Malaysia's competitiveness, and promote long-term economic stability. So the next one is the impact on the role of monetary policy. Monetary policy plays a key role in managing currency devaluation and supporting Malaysia's economic stability. By adjusting interest rate, Bank Negara Malaysia influence foreigner investment and the value of the ringgit. Rising interest rates can attract foreigner investment, boosting demand for the ringgit and supporting its value. But it also increases borrowing costs, which may slow economic growth. On the other hand, lowering interest rate can encourage domestic spending, but risks weakening the currency further. BNM also intervenes in the foreign exchange market, buying or selling foreign currencies to stabilize the ringgit. This can offer short-term relief, but it relies on having enough foreign reserve and must be used carefully to avoid depleting them. Effective managing of international reserve is also crucial, ensuring liquidity and investor confidence especially during economic challenges. These tools help managing the impact of currency devaluation and maintain economic stability through their needs to be carefully adjusting the changing condition. So the fourth one is the impact from global factors affecting currency devaluation. Global factors significantly impact the value of the Malaysian ringgit of the country's economy. Fluctuation in commodity prices such as palm oil, crude oil or natural gas affect export revenue. A drop in this price weaken the trade balance and pressure the ringgit. The strength of the US dollar also play a key role, with a strong dollar often weakening the ringgit. Global uncertainties like geopolitical tension and trade dispute further contribute in this. Monetary policy in major economies, particularly in US, influence the ringgits. When the US raised the interest rate, it attracts investment into US assets, causing capital outflow from Malaysia and a weaker ringgit. However, looser policies can support global demand in Malaysia's export. Domestic factors like Malaysia's position in global supply chain and its business environment also affect the ringgit. Structural reform can strengthen the currency. In summary, global commodity prices, the US dollar, international policy and domestic factors all affect the ringgit. These external factors raise import costs, fuel inflation, reduce consumer purchasing power and discourage foreign investment. To mitigate these challenges, Malaysia needs policy to diversify the economy, strengthen the local industries and improve resilience to global economic shifts. So the last one is the impact comparing Malaysia's currency devaluation to other economy. Malaysia's economy devaluation shares similarity with other emerging economies, but the impact varies due to structural factors, economic policy and exposure to global markets. Like other developing countries such as Indonesia and Turkey, Malaysia faced higher import costs, inflation and increased foreign debt serving costs during devaluation. However, Malaysia's heavy reliance on commodities like crude oil and palm oil makes its currency more sensitive to global price changes, whereas countries with less commodity dependence like Thailand experience a less dramatic impact. In terms of monetary policy, Malaysia's strategy of adjusting interest rate and intervening in foreigner exchange market is similar to countries like India and Brazil. The effectiveness of this measure depends on foreigner reserve and investor confidence, with Malaysia's stable reserve offering some protection. Countries with weaker reserves like Argentina may face more severe consequences such as hyperinflation. Malaysia also more vulnerable to external shocks such as US Federal Reserve rate hikes or geopolitical tension compared to the larger economy like China or EU, which have more diverse trade relationship and can be better absorb such shock. The devaluation impact foreigner direct investment (FIT) and export the competitiveness as the weaker currency boosts export but raise the cost of imported material. Countries like Vietnam, which focus on low-cost manufacturing, may benefit more from devaluation as their export rely less on imported inputs. So in the summary, Malaysia's experience with currency devaluation follow borders trend in emerging market, but the effects are shaped by factors like economy structure, reserve managing and policy responses, while Malaysia's diversified export and sound policies provide reliance. Ongoing adaptation to global condition is key for the long-term stabilization. So that's all from me. Thank you.